Tina, a young woman with eyes as blue as the Black Sea, stepped off the train in Odessa. The salty air invigorated her. She had come to Ukraine seeking adventure, a break from the monotony of life in Moscow. Little did she know, fate had other plans. At a bustling cafe overlooking the harbour, her eyes met his. Rondov, a local artist, his hands stained with paint, were as expressive as his smile. He spoke of his city with a passion that ignited a spark in Tina's heart. Days melted into a blur of shared laughter and stolen glances. They strolled along the sun-drenched beaches, the rhythm of the waves mirroring the beat of their hearts. One evening, under a sky ablaze with stars, Rondov confessed his love. Tina, her heart overflowing, whispered the words back. Their joy, however, was tragically short-lived. The dawn brought with it the deafening roar of warplanes. News spread like wildfire. War had broken out. Tina and Rondov, their faces etched with fear, clung to each other, unaware of the cruel hand fate was about to deal. Panic engulfed Odessa. Sirens wailed, shattering the morning calm. Frantic crowds surged through the streets, their faces a mixture of fear and confusion. The idyllic world Tina and Rondov had built came crashing down. Torn apart by the chaos, they were swept away by the tides of war. Rondov, his artistic spirit, now fueled by a fiery patriotism, vowed to defend his homeland. Tina, caught on the wrong side of the border, received a summons to serve. Their love story, so beautiful, was now overshadowed by the looming darkness. They trained in different camps miles apart, their thoughts consumed by the conflict. The happy memories they had made together now seemed like relics from a bygone era. Every passing day, every new skill learned, pushed them further apart, turning them into instruments of war. The playful young man who painted by the sea was gone, replaced by a hardened soldier. The carefree girl from Moscow transformed into a skilled fighter, her heart hardened by the realities of war. Both excelled, their love for each other twisted into a bitter rivalry. Years passed. Tina rose through the ranks, her name whispered with a mix of fear and admiration. Her skills with a rifle were unmatched, her courage under fire renowned. Yet, behind her steely gaze, the memory of Rondov lingered, a phantom pain in her chest. Rondov, now a decorated officer, led his men with bravery and tactical brilliance. He had become a symbol of hope for his people, his name synonymous with resilience. But victory came at a cost. The war had left its mark, etching lines of pain and loss onto his face. News of each other's exploits reached them through whispers and intercepted messages. Each story, while fueling their pride, also deepened the chasm of war that separated them. The conflict had taken so much, yet their love, though buried deep, refused to die. Fate, however, had one more cruel twist in store. The upcoming battle, a decisive confrontation, would pit Rondov's battalion directly against Tina's unit. Their love, forged in peace and tested by war, was about to face its ultimate test. The air crackled with tension. The ground, scarred and churned, bore silent witness to the approaching storm. Tina, her heart pounding against her ribs, adjusted her helmet. The familiar weight of her rifle brought a sense of grim comfort. Across the battlefield, Rondov rallied his men, his voice strong despite the inner turmoil that raged within him. He knew the enemy commander was formidable. He hadn't dared to imagine it was her. As the first rays of dawn pierced through the darkness, the order to attack came. The world exploded in a cacophony of gunfire and screams. Dust and smoke choked the air, blurring the line between friend and foe. Advancing under heavy fire, Tina noticed a familiar figure leading the enemy charge. Time seemed to stand still. Rondov, his face streaked with dirt and determination, was a mere stone's throw away. Their eyes met. The world around them faded. It was them against the world once more, just like in Odessa. Only this time their love was framed by the horrors of war. Recognition flashed in Rondov's eyes, followed by a wave of disbelief. He froze, his hand instinctively reaching out, not for a weapon, but as if to touch a ghost. Years of training, the ingrained reflexes of a soldier, vanished in that instant. Tina, her finger on the trigger, felt her resolve crumble. The sight of Rondov, the man she had loved with all her heart, awakened a deep longing within her. How could she even contemplate firing a shot in his direction? Their eyes locked, conveying a lifetime of unspoken emotions. The battlefield, with its deafening noise and brutal chaos, faded into the background. All that mattered was the two of them, standing on opposite sides of a war they no longer believed in. Time seemed to stand still as a silent understanding passed between them. In that moment, amidst the death and destruction, love triumphed. They knew they couldn't fight each other. They wouldn't. The war, their countries, their duties, all of it ceased to matter. Only their love remained, a beacon of hope in the encroaching darkness. As if on cue, a deafening explosion rocked the battlefield. Taking advantage of the momentary confusion, Tina broke away from her unit. Rondov, his heart pounding with a mixture of fear and anticipation, did the same. They ran towards each other, a desperate sprint across no man's land, dodging bullets and shrapnel as if guided by an invisible force. Reaching a bombed-out building, they collapsed inside, their chests heaving. Embracing each other tightly, they vowed to escape the madness. Their love story, rekindled in the heart of the inferno, deserved a chance to bloom again, far from the bloodshed and hate. That night, under the cover of darkness, they slipped away. Their escape, a testament to the enduring power of love, became a whispered legend among their comrades. The war raged on, but for Tina and Rondov, a new chapter had begun, a testament that even in the darkest of times, love could conquer all.